start of the final term here at Cardinia Park. The Cats lead by 4 points only. Slight breeze going their end. Here's Matthew Phoebe, a quick hand pass. Geelong are in the bend. There's Pickering to half forward and chipping across there, as he has so often done in the past when moved to the forward line. Ken Hinkley has taken the mark.
He's one of the 3 deputy vice captains actually at the club this year, which is a great feather in his nest after playing some early games at Fitzroy, and he can kick a goal, Ken.
So here's the kick at goal. The goal by hasn't moved. It's a goal. So great start to the final term by the Cats, and they lead by 10 points.
Yes, always crucial, that last goal. I mean, every goal is crucial. But they had a couple of chances here in the middle of the ground, and Paul Couch has done very well there, just to dispossess Phoebe, and that quick kick that Liam Pickering can do. Ken Hinkley had read it beautifully, better than anyone, and Kenny nice and balanced with his kicking at goal, and a very, very important goal at this stage.
Margin back out to 10 points. The Cats in front after Hinkley's first goal. Well, neither ruckman touched it, bounced twice. Tunnel ball by Barnes. The Cats have got it. Good tunnel ball. Riccardi is passed wide. Ablett, 40 metres out. McGrath now on the forward line. Close to the boundary line. Fumbles it out. Tim McGrath has kicked just 4 goals in 77 games in his league career, so obviously most of the time has been a defender, but he's got a chance now on the forward line.
Steins versus Barnes. Sean White gets it to Hilton. Again too slow to get it, and his kick only travelled a metre. Here's Ablett. Races into goal for goal number 6, and he's missed it to the right.
In fact, that's his 4th point, Peter. Gary is a noted point kicker. He's also a noted goal kicker, but he does kick a lot of points as he seizes opportunities, I think, most players don't see, and he's not frightened of a pick at goals, and why wouldn't he?
Do you think we're entitled to expect him to kick another 100 this year at 33?
I'd like to back him.
Yes, I think if he can stay sound, he can kick another 100, certainly.
Good mark by Steins. Running is Seacamp. Up towards Smith. Almost a one-hander by Brown. It comes away here to Scholl. Tim McGrath with a break on his opponent. He's got Billy Brownless inside. Billy says, go on with it, son. Centering kick, Hinkley. Well, Kenny Hinkley, he used to be a goal kicker. And in 1991, he kicked 51. But in the last 3 seasons, he's kicked 7, 5 and 2. So he only kicked 2 goals for the whole of last season, and he's about to kick his 2nd in a minute and a half.
Heard the call of the Wild? If not, tune in to 4 Quarters every Friday night on 7.
So a good little break here to Geelong. Barnes and Steins. Oh, they're all both going up before acceptances. Barnes eventually tapped it, and it stays in the centre. I actually find that boring. When they bounce it in the centre and the both ruckmen fly up before acceptances, it comes down, it stays there. I mean, if that's good, Polly Farmer would ruck a little bit better than that, I would imagine. Here they go. Now, Barnes won that one. Chingay. That was Phoebe, Matthew Phoebe. Taken away by Brown. Towards half-forward, McGrath at the back. Here's Riccardi with pace. I thought it was Academy Award performance for the free kick, but he's going to get away with it. He was hardly touched then, Peter Riccardi. He's a beautiful kick normally. Oh, he's going to run round, have a shot. Great play, Riccardi. 50 metres from goal. Lobs it up high. Let's see if someone can take a mark. It's thumped the ground. A holding on then. Oh. Phoebe to Norman. Or Norman gets it back. Primke is there. Here's, well, that was Seacamp actually eventually. Ablett is there. Now Norman. Oh, they're going all over the place here in Melbourne. Here's Primke. Now even he's going short, but he's going to get away with it. He finds Seacamp.
Seacamp straight to Tanner. Well, they touched it about 10 times and didn't get to the centre circle. Kick by Tanner. Look at this man, Pickering on his own. He's 30 metres in the clear. Steers the pass in low for Ablett. Oh, well done by White, who came from nowhere. Gee, that was good. He was horizontal when he punched that out.
Yes, unfortunately, Gary Ablett had to wait for it. White is desperate as ever.
76 to 59, a 17-point lead to the Cats.
Brownless doing the ruck work. Here's Tanner. Quick hand pass. Pickering gets it to Brownless on the left boot. And across the face. And one behind of the Cats. But they've certainly picked up their work rate, Geelong, and they've got much the better of the play. Melbourne finding it difficult to get it to half forward, as we see Neil Baum looking very agitated on that phone. You'd know what that's like, Malcolm?
I don't know what Neil feels like, but yeah, it wasn't fun sometimes.
Steins takes the mark at half-back. He was playing on, now told to play on by the umpire. Phoebe to Seacamp. Kicked by Seacamp to half-forward. Melbourne haven't been up here too often in this last quarter. Here comes Tingay. All-Australian last year, Stephen Tingay. One out his line with Graham. Off hands to Graham. It spills to the back. Mansfield a blind handball. Tingay on all fours. And a possession to the St John's ambulance kid. The ball out of play. Melbourne haven't scored in this quarter. And the Cats have added 2 goals too.
Tingay's had 4 kicks and 9 handballs, and he normally has a lot more than that. Pickering, and how will the umpires see that? He's going to call it a throw-in. And Melbourne desperately need the next goal. In fact, they need a couple of quick ones.
Talk about that handballing of Melbourne. They've actually only had 10 more handballs in Geelong, but just looking at the game, you'd look more because they have sequences of them when they do it.
Neitz and Barnes. Hurried kick comes back toward. Oh, a lot of courage shown. And that's Andrew Obst. That was good. He didn't turn his back. He had a quick look to see who was out there. He could see Dyson. Dyson's a thumping kick. If he can get onto his right boot, he can. And look at that. Long kick up towards the forward line. Neitz. Oh, good mark. One grab mark. 10 metres out, well, 15 metres out from goal.
Yes, unfortunately for Lee Colbert then, and he slipped as he went to go with Neitz, and it gave Neitz those 2 or 3 metres he needed. Obviously grabbed it in the air, clean as a whistle.
So David Neitz has been a good player. He's had a good battle with Lee Colbert. Now, kicking for his second. They need this. And he kicks. It's close. It's very close. He's missed. And that's a bad miss at this stage of the game.
Yes, Andrew Lamprell just on the ground for Melbourne for his first run. He was originally named as an emergency, but replaced Hopwood in the selected side. Here's Sanderson. 11-11 plays 9-6. 17-point lead to Geelong. We've got 14 and a half minutes left. McGrath at centre wing. Kicks out of bounds on the full. And Jim Steins will take the free kick.
Sidney McGrath not happy there. He actually thought it was touched off the boot.
Billy Brownless delivering the ball back to Steins. Hasn't been much in this game all day. Cats have led at every change by a point, 15 at half-time and 4 at three-quarter time. It's now 17. One of the biggest leads of the day, actually, at the moment. Neitz kicks into his own man, and it bounces off Viney out of bounds on the full.
It's a terrific attempt by Neitz to take that mark, too. Now, Brown. Half forward, Brownless with Primke. Primke won the battle of strength there. Oh, well played, Hinkley. Very skillful player. Here's Todd Viney. Probably should have knocked it on. Couch, caught, and the umpire said it was held to him, and he'll bounce it 40 metres out from the Geelong goal. 17 points the margin. The Cats in control at the moment, but this game can change very, very quickly. Plenty of time for Melbourne if they're good enough. That was Seacamp. Now, Len Lovett. Now, Stephen Phoebe. Here's a big chance for them here, the Demons. Up towards Neitz. Oh, that is a great mark. Terrific mark.
Yes, they don't get any shorter. That's what they say in the last quarter, too, they're the taller blokes.
Now, Neitz has kicked it out in front of his teammate here. It's Phoebe. Steve Phoebe on the right foot. Brings it back to line. He should mark. And he does. He finally breaks the shackles to get away from Ben Graham, and he'll kick for his third.
Once again, that ball holding up from that pocket, just sitting up in the breeze, and once again, the good player seems to read it quicker.
This won't be as easy a kick as it looks either. A bit of breeze out there, and he's a little bit nervous about it, Gary, even though he's experienced. They need it badly, Melbourne. Gary Lyon for his third. Now, let's see. He's kicked it. to the Melbourne skipper, and they just sneaked back into it. 11-11 to 10-6.
Yes, it's been that sort of game, hasn't it? Geelong have really kicked up, because we watched Neitz kick this ball out to Phoebe, who did all the hard work through the middle of the ground too. Really was great run on play, and the ball just stops, and Ben Graham just caught out of position there. Very handy goal for Gary Lyon. 3 goals, pretty good contribution.
Well, Melbourne have usually kicked their goals in groups. They're back to kick the next one. Steins finds Neitz, wide for Lyon. Gary Lyon pushed down. Play on, says the umpire. Ben Graham charges out of defence with it. A high ball to half-back flank. Phoebe. It's out on the full, so it'll be Phoebe's kick anyway. Melbourne launching an assault. They trail by 11 points. The 4 premiership points up for grabs here. Kick by Phoebe. Very high with Smith. Couldn't take the mark. Mansfield for Geelong. To half forward. Hinkley's been great. Kick 2 in the last quarter. Ball at ground level, and the umpire will ball it up.
Once again, Peter, that kick out from Neitz to Lyon, just too wide. Gary Lyon falling over. I know I mentioned it 3 times, but you're just out of the contest.
Even the long kick back to the square and ducking back, it might have been a better option, but done it too often today, Melbourne, kicking wide to their forwards. There's another bounce going on here. Gee, there's nothing in it. It's just the little things will decide this game. Enjoyable game to watch, even though there's been a lot of scragging and bounce-ups and throw-ins from the boundary. It's still enjoyable because it's tight and hard. Here's Dyson. He's gone wide with Phoebe. Onto Obst. Back to Phoebe. That's Matthew Phoebe. And again, some scragging and tackling and another throw-in.
I suppose if you're going to play this sort of game, Melbourne started the season off on their first 5 in a row last year. As we just watched the centre breaks there, Geelong getting on top in that area, in this quarter in particular. But I guess if you've just been a bit off over summer, that slicker stuff just doesn't quite happen naturally.
Couch slips down, loses control. Dyson the hand pass. Viney charges into Riccardi. Riccardi dropped it red hot. Umpire. Free kick to Riccardi.
The umpire said he didn't have the ball.
Egg under the eye of Viney. There goes the pass out wide and the mark to Pickering. Well, a year's a long time in football. This game last year, Melbourne kicked 26 goals. Geelong kicked 13 and lost by 11 goals. They kicked 16, so they're not going to kick 16 today and probably will win. Up inside half forward, Mensch. Ablett. A wide arc, back over the shoulder to the goal square. McGrath's there. Ablett's kick is offline, and he's now kicked 5 goals, 5.
I'll tell you what, the way he's moving, he could play another, well, 3 or 4 seasons probably at full forward, couldn't he?
Yes, the last couple of years he started very well at the start of the season. He's got a bit tired at the end, you know, just that age catches up. So they've kicked to that same spot nearly all day, that same
got away with it too.
Yes, it's really with a zone. You find a weakness in the zone and you just keep peppering it in there.
Andrew Obbs. Now again, they're not going straight up the middle, just slightly out to the right. And there's Michael Mansfield. Another adaptable player. I've seen him go down the forward line and kick goals, particularly one day at Victoria Park. He helped beat Collingwood when he went down and kicked 5. Here's Mansfield. Down towards half forward, Billy Brownless. He's marked it. He's finally breaking the shackles because Pripke's been playing him pretty closely. And here's Billy. It's a thumping kick. It's a wobbly one this time. Ablett. Oh, that is a very, very good mark. The Melbourne players don't think he marked it. Terrific attempt, because they are difficult.
Melbourne players saying he dropped it.
So what's your saying? Ablett does go. See how he reads down quicker than anybody? I reckon that's a clean mark.
Looked the mark, didn't it? But a difficult mark.
That's the difference. Just down the other end, Gary Lyon had a chance before. Ablett's made the most of it. And really, at the end of the day, in a game this tight, those half chances this man's taken today just may be the difference.
Goal number 6 for Ablett coming up if he kicks it. And he has. Very, very important goal, that one, because now the margin is 18 points.
What a trio. Malcolm Blight.
Well, it's a pretty handy break now to the Cats. And we've got 9 minutes left on the clock. Liam Pickering for the Cats, inside the 50. Chance for Brownless. Good take. Kept the ball in, but then hand passed over his shoulder, out of bounds, and will have a throw in.
True. Liam Pickering's been good in this last quarter. He's got by himself a lot, got a lot of the ball, to over 20 possessions, so he's been just good and solid around the middle.
Yep. And when you consider they're missing Gary Hocking, their best and fairest 3 of the last 4 years. Stoneham also out for about half a season. Handley and Tudor, not to mention the players who've left the club. Steins stopped then, he took one high, and he'll take a free kick.
Well, Stoneham would be worth two or three players, really, wouldn't he? So adaptable. And of course, Gary Hocking. Now, what's the umpire saying here? A free kick to Geelong. He's handing the ball over here. And there's a bit of a dust up behind here. Todd Barney and Liam Pickering. Umpires reversed the ball, and now the lead is on to Ablett. Down to the pocket. Sean White again showing desperation. Forces it to the line. And there's been a bit of feeling all day being first match of the year.
Yes, Ken Hinkley actually was ended up on the ground on that. The umpire saw it, so you can't manhandle the player no matter where the ball is.
Under 8.5 minutes to go. Actually, White in one-on-one contests has done all right on Ablett, and yet Ablett's had 11 shots for goal. Here's Grant Tanner to sew it up. Oh, hits the post. And there's still plenty of time left, and gee, these footy fans and players, I might add, are getting keen with their haircuts these days.
He's got the word cat shaved in the back of his head, that guy. Now here's Steve Phoebe. The half-back line, Billy Brownless, well, no, Barnes, I should say, was there. Here's Steins. It's shuffled further field by Smith. Len Lovett. Here's Marcus Seacamp. Bring it down towards Sean Charles. He slips over. Mansfield traps it well, gets in a hand pass. Here's David Neitz, who's battled hard all day. In towards the square, and a good saving mark taken by Brad Scholl.
What's the game where that ball came from? No one. Just trying to attack the square.
No one on the lead.
No pressure at all.
Kick by Scholl is good to Sanderson, former Adelaide Crow and Magpie. Half volley to Brewer. It's kept in by Smith. Well done by Obst. Back to Smith. Short pass to Line. Down he goes again. And the umpire will ball it up.
How many times today can you remember the ball actually falling into the goal square of the Melbourne side? Very few times they actually put that enormous pressure on the goal square. Generally always try and look for that leading short player.
Here's Lovett. Charles gets rid of Mansfield, but Mansfield gets back there and the ball just gets over the line for a point. More cramp for Mansfield.
Well, we've still got time, just under 7 minutes, and they'd have to score 3 goals. Now, centre wing again, that thumping kick. Here's Andrew Obst. Chips it out wide. Matthew Phoebe held on to his opponent. It'll have to come back. I think it's Brewer out there. Let's have a look. Shane Brewer it is. Matthew Phoebe grabbed him when he didn't have it. Now he chips it across. This is Sanderson. A long thumping kick. Ablett! Oh, no mark. Pritke. Ball held to him in the upright bounce, but that was the Ablett of old, the big fly in the pack.
See, there was another pair of Geelong hands.
Yeah, there was.
Who was it? It was Ken Hinkley in front, actually, that nearly pulled down a sensational mark.
Gee, Ablett was up for a long time there. Here's Brewer. Left foot snap, drop short. Sean White takes the mark. Margin is 3 straight kicks. The Cats lead by 18 points, and we've got just under 6 minutes to go. Barnes very high. No mark, did interfere. Here's Sean Smith, ex-North Melbourne player. Back he goes to Phoebe. They're fiddling around again. Phoebe to Phoebe. That was Stephen to Matthew. Up at centre wing, and Graham spoils Lyon again, but didn't get it out. Lyon keeps the ball in, and Melbourne's still alive. The hand pass came up to Lovett from Smith. Inside the 50. Charles waits at the back. He pushed. Geelong free kick.
They've been beaten up forward, haven't they, Malcolm, by the Geelong defence?
Yes, they've been very good at the back today. A lot of goals, of course, from the Melbourne side.
Here's Christian O'Brien. Riccardi. 2 options here he had. Pickering on the left boot, hooks it back to McGrath. And Tim McGrath has marked. And he will kick from approximately 45 metres.
Yes, Liam Pickering had an option out wide, but elected to go on his left foot. Well, he does prepare under pressure, and once again, Tim McGrath being in front, it's a kick drop short.
It'll be difficult for Melbourne if McGrath can convert here. Kick from 45, and Backman loved to kick goals. It's not a bad looking kick. It swings. It's going the wrong side, but it hit the post on the way through.
2 posters in a row, Tanner and McGrath, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Should get 7 points with that, you know. I reckon it's harder to do.
Here's Sean White. Up to Seacamp. Here are these short kicks by Melbourne. Now, they haven't advanced the ball 20 metres yet. Stein's off the ground again. Every quarter, about the 20-minute mark. Here's Lamprell.
Moving on.
Lamprell, short pass. Well, they've got the footy, but where are they? They're still at half-back. Dyson sweeps it out. Now they're a chance. Through Phoebe. It's got through the pack. Neitz is there, makes a contest of it. Is he holding it in? Well, he tries to get it out. There's young Farmer. Clean bowls love it. Farmer again. The umpire will ball it up.
Neitz has had 13 kicks and 5 handballs and 5 marks. I think he's battled really hard there at centre forward. Steins going through a spell on the bench and not likely to come back on now, I wouldn't think. Time running out for Melbourne. Colbert helps it on its way to the line. So the Demons have got a 50 metres from goal. They've got just over 3 minutes. So they've got to score more than 3 scoring shots, actually. They've got to get 19 points, so very difficult. Need a quick one here. Here's Pickering. A hurry kick to the centre of the ground. Brewer's very quick. Matthew Phoebe's after him. Brewer gets a nice bounce. Shane Brewer on the right foot, bombs it long. Sean White comes out from the back. He's got support from Cowell, who takes a good mark.
Kick by Cowell to Seacamp. Right half back. Time running out, under 3 minutes. And the margin is 19 points. Todd Viney. His right eye just about closed. Well, the shepherding by Irving got rid of Brownless behind the play. Chest mark here to Neitz. Now he needs to kick this goal. They need to get it back in the middle and get it up there and get a couple more. David Neitz has kicked 1 goal too.
He missed a vital one early in the quarter, didn't he?
They have come in personal when they've got them, so I mean there's still enough time.
45 metres out. It's a good kick, a goal. Demons not dead.
So second goal to David Neitz, all coming in the second half, and with just a tick over 2 minutes, it would be a miracle victory. Actually, here's Viney's kick coming back, guess where? The centre half forward spot in front of the goals. I mean, it's much easier to kick goals from there, down that the old channel or the corridor, as we used to call it, Peter.
Points the margin. The Demons go forward through Dyson. They want a quick goal. Oh, the kick has gone wide. Allows Colbert to have the advantage over Neitz. Colbert will be happy to see this ball to the line, and over it goes. Well, that extra point's going to make the difference here, or make it very difficult for Melbourne.
He's probably needed just a squarer ball then up the front of the goal square, didn't we? Just went wide.
McGrath's poster could be a match winner.
So Irving versus Barnes. Here's Tanner looking for Brewer, and the Cats through Brewer go forward, but he's put it out on the full.
So Darren Cowell to take the free kick in. Up towards centre wing, big pack. Very high was Brown, couldn't take the mark. Melbourne come out of it through Sean Smith. He puts it out in front of Dyson.
Keep going.
Get rid of it, son. It's a game of football. Couch has got it. Gets the ball up the ground to Hinkley, who's been great in the last term. Gazza! Chopped off in the last line by Primke. Comes short to Seacamp. Kick by Seacamp to centre wing. Hilton dragged out of it. Over the top went Lyon. Crunch. Graham. a superb job on line. Now Lee Colbert. Whistle gone, it's coming back. Coming back to a free kick to Peter Riccardi. Well, just as Geelong were ripping the ball up the ground.
Ben Graham looks fairly tall. Malcolm, what would he be, 6'4"?
Look, it's a bit more than that, actually.
Is it? Gee, that's huge. As we see Riccardi on centre wing.
194 centimetres, actually.
194, yeah.
6'4" and a bit, I think.
About 6'4", 6'4" and a half. Now, here's DeRozans. Good play because he looked for Ablett. Let's see what the champ can do as he fires in for goal number 7. And he's hit the post.
Well, they finished with a hat-trick at posters.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that the today's game is off the ground at
35 seconds on the clock.
Thank you.
So it's 6 goals, 6 to Gary Ablett. Peter Riccardi off the ground. Cats will win it now. Margin 14 points. White sees the ball out. Did he kick it out on the full? Yes, he did. So it's a free kick to Geelong. Quickly taken by Couch. And he's kicked it straight back out of bounds on the full. Well, there is a big wind, but it has been blowing all day. Couch can laugh about it. And now Matthew Phoebe. Stephen Phoebe brings it in. Dean Irving. And that's gone out of bounds, smothered, and we'll have a throw-in. So a lot of people wrote Geelong off after last year and all the personnel changes. So they're going to open the season with a victory, which is what they couldn't do against Melbourne last year in round 1 when they were belted by 65 points. Viney. There's the siren. Geelong start the season with a win. Ablett starts with 6 goals. Everybody at Kardinia Park happy, apart from the Melbourne fans who have the trip home.
33, and he was responsible for the Cats' 14-point victory over Melbourne at Kardinia Park this afternoon. The scores were pretty close for most of the day, but it was the Ablett show. He kicked 6 goals, 6 to pass Doug Wade as Geelong's highest goal kicker. Here's Mark Beretta.
The crowd's favourite, Ted Whitten, made the toss at Kardinia Park as the home side got out to an early break with the first goal from Pickering. New recruit Jeff Farmer bagged his first goal, Melbourne's third in 3.5 minutes, to keep the Demons in touch. While Brownless landed a monster to give the Cats a 1-point lead at the first break. The second quarter was Ablett's. The stand-in skipper fired 3 for the quarter. Melbourne, meantime, were held goalless until the 25-minute mark of the period when Charles scored. Half-time ended the Demons' frustration. They still trailed by 15 points. But a quick goal had them fighting back early in the third.
A beautiful long kick.
Once again, it was Ablett who shone for Geelong, cleverly notching his 5th goal.
White is prostrate on the ground. Ablett goals.
Phoebe fired Melbourne back to within 4 points going into the final quarter. 2 goals in a minute and a half from Hinkley carried the Cats 17 points in front. Ablett widened the gap with his 6th.
This time, Ablett. Oh, that is a very, very good mark.
Geelong taking a 14-point win. Mark Beretta, 7 Nightly News.